Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're going to talk about tulips and the variety of tulips I planted. I previously had about 500 bulbs planted throughout the last 3 seasons, and they did multiply quite a bit, but this year I planted an additional 1,000 bulbs, so I want to say we have over 1,800 plus bulbs planted. I did plant these, the last 1,000, back before winter started, so usually fall time is when you want to plant these. What I'll do, guys, is I'll post some pictures of the previous years of what the bulbs look like, just to give you an idea of what 500 bulbs look like around the property, because I really want you guys to see what 1,800 looks like. It's really, there's colors everywhere. When you drive by, that's the first thing you see is just all the colors around the property. So I'm really excited to see what about 1,800 bulbs are going to look like, or what 1,800 tulips are going to look like, and all these different variety of colors. So stay tuned for that. I did pick these up from Holland Bulb Farm. You can buy them in bulk is what I did. And the variety I picked up are the Triumph Rainbow Mix. It'll be a variety of colors. Reds, pinks, oranges, purples, whites, and yellows. But I think it'll be a pretty big show, as every year the colors are just spectacular, and I'm really excited this time because we did plant an extra 1,000 bulbs, and as you can see here, they are now just coming out. This is the first time I planted them in containers. I got the idea from Laura from Garden Answer. If anybody's watched her videos, go check her out. She does amazing videos. I mean, she covers everything from the garden, vegetables, everything garden related. She's covered it, and I've learned so much from her. But I wanted to put this video out just so you guys can see how they're coming out. This is when they're first starting to poke through, and I've got them planted about 12 inches apart, maybe 9, and I planted them in clusters of 4 to 5 bulbs, and I've got them all next to my drip tubing. For the first 2 years, I believe, I didn't have drip tubing, so I had to water these by hand. But it wasn't until just last year when I installed this drip tubing, and let me tell you, this saves you so much time. These are all set up on a timer, which makes things so much easier. I don't have to go out there and make time, especially when I'm working. I don't have time to water them in the morning or water them later in the day. I can just set the timer on and everything else takes care of itself. But early spring, I'll know when they're ready to start here, because then they start popping through the mulch here, and they're getting ready to put on a big show here. But I'm really excited. I just wanted to see you guys to see what's starting to grow here. These are the ones in my front door here. I got 2 of these containers, one on the left and one on the right, and as you can see, they're barely popping through. What's weird is some of the containers aren't even starting to show any signs yet, but they're starting to wake up. You can see the little burgundies kind of popping through the soil there. There it is. You guys can see them. They're just all poking through everywhere. And I'm really excited to show you guys what this is going to look like here come springtime when they're in full bloom. I wanted you guys to see what it kind of looked like before, and I'll take a video once they're all blooming. Or actually, I might do a video when they're starting to grow a lot, just so you guys can see the progress. But here, these are my garage containers, and you can see them popping up here. Guys, if you guys have any questions, feel free to comment below. I'll try to answer them as best as I can. But the garage containers here, they're doing very well. As you can see, they're popping all over. I believe I planted about 80 bulbs per container. I have 3 of them, but so far so good. Alright guys, this is 1 week later. Check out what the garage containers look like. They are getting big, as you can see. They're just past the rim now, but all looking healthy. I haven't put fertilizer down, as I'll put that down here in the next week or so, and I'll post a picture here of the kind of fertilizer I use on these bulbs. But here's the other garage container. They look happy. They're all waking up, stretching out their leaves, pulling in that sun, and I'm really excited to see the show on these right here on my garage. But yeah, you guys are doing very well. I mean, I'm really surprised. I was really worried if they would, you know, freeze over the winter sitting in these containers, because I did see that if you plant the bulbs, it's a good idea to maybe bring them in the garage. But because I had the drip tubing hooked up, I didn't want to disconnect them or anything like that, so I just left them out and, you know, see what would happen. But yeah, look at them. They're doing really well. I will put down some mulch here. That way the soil stays moist. You don't want it soaked all the time. You kind of want it to dry out here and there, but the mulch does help retain that moisture. But yeah, guys, look at these. These are starting to really go. These bright green ones, as you can see, these are the variety, like I said, for the past 3 seasons. These are the bulbs I picked up from Sam's Club, and that is the only way I can tell the difference between the bulbs. The newer ones from Holland Bulb Farm, when they started popping up, they were more maroon, but as you can see, they're starting to change colors to green now. So, and they did bloom a little later than the ones from Sam's Club, but you can see they're all in clusters, and they like to spread their bulbs. As when I first planted the Sam's Club variety, I only put 1 or 2 together, and each year they kept doubling from 3 to 4 to 5. And here's my other container, you guys. It's barely popping up. These are the ones from Holland Bulb Farm, and there's about 80 of them in this container. And as you can see, they're just now waking up compared to the other ones. So, I'm not sure why that is. Maybe just the containers they're in, or maybe the different soil types. Now here's the containers by the front door, and they're starting to wake up too now. Growing a little bit slower than the other containers, but they're waking up, so I'm kind of excited that they're actually starting to show here. Hopefully I didn't plant too many bulbs all in one container. Like I said, there's about 70 in these front door containers, so I'm hoping they're not crowding. But you know, watching Laura from Garden Answers, she really packs those bulbs in and they do very well, so I'm hoping I get the same results. So here's my other container, and they're doing pretty good as well. Same growth height as the 2 containers on the front door, so as you can see, there's about 70-80 in those. But these are all my limelight hydrangea guys. I'm gonna have a separate video on how to prune these. So everything's coming along well, you guys. I do need to get in here and get all the old leaves out of here. I did pick up a leaf mulcher, and I'm gonna show you guys how that works. I hope it saves a lot of time. Usually I'll take a blower and blow all the leaves out of the flower beds, but I'm gonna try something different this year. So stay tuned for that video. I picked up a Ryobi leaf blower and a leaf mulcher, so I'm kind of excited on how those work. But look at these guys, these tulips, clusters and clusters. Every year they just come back. They did say some of them you do have dieback. I mean, that's just the way tulips are. This will be year 4 for those Sam Club varieties, so I want to see how many years you can actually get out of these tulips. And that was one of the things I was concerned with, was having to buy tulips every few years, but we'll see how that works. So these containers, guys, next to the bench here, these are very large containers, and I've got over 110, maybe 120 bulbs planted in each container. And as you can see, I only see a couple popping through. So these are waking up kind of late, but I'm not worried. We'll see what happens. You know, compared to the other containers, these seem they want to still sleep, and I don't blame them. But this is my endless summer flower bed in here, but I do have tulips planted in here, guys. I'll zoom in here. You can see some of the green popping through, but I do have them planted out. So I'm kind of excited. This is the first time I planted the tulips in this flower bed. I was debating whether I should or not, just because I already have all these endless summer hydrangeas in here, but I decided, you know what, the tulips only bloom for a couple weeks, I think, maybe a few weeks, and then they're spent. So we'll see how that turns out. Alright guys, let's head on over to the front part of the house where I have this flower bed in the corner. Yep, you can see them popping through. I want to say I have over 300 tulips planted in here. Also what's planted in here is a lot of different varieties of lilies. And I'll post some pictures of what lilies I'm talking about. You guys can see here, these tulips are also kind of late bloomers compared to the other ones, and I'm assuming it's just the different soils, or some will just wake up later than others, and which is fine. This whole front section right here is full of lilies, so I couldn't plant any more in those, but right here you can see all the tulip bulbs kind of popping through now. So I'm really excited on how this is gonna look. I mean, this is what you see from the closest thing next to the street, and that is a Nantucket blue hydrangea. We are now at the center lot, in front of the horseshoe driveway, and the tulips are waking up in here. You can see I spaced them about a foot apart from each other, but yep, look at all those leaves. Got to clean up all these flower beds in here. It is a mixed variety of tulip bulbs in here. The smaller tulips that are popping through are the Holland Bulb Farms. The ones right there you see in the back, those are the Sam Club varieties. So they wake up a lot sooner than the pollen bulb forms that I planted. But you can see they are all popping through, doing very well. I've got them all around the drip tubing. And here's another container in the front. And as you can see, they are popping through. There's quite a few, as you can see in there. But I expect them to start really growing here pretty soon. But yeah, guys, we're gonna have a big show here in the springtime. I'm really looking forward to this. Really got to clean out these beds, but that weather, it's been so cold lately, guys. It's like normally I get out here way ahead of time, but this year it's been pretty cold to where we're already, you know, April, and I still haven't even cleaned up the flower beds. I still got to do a lot of pruning, but you know, this is the first video of spring to show you basically how everything's waking up. And that'll bring this video to an end, guys. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate you guys tuning in. I just wanted you guys to see how the tulips are coming along, and I will post another video, actually some progress videos throughout the early season here, so you can see how the tulips are coming along. But I'm really excited, you guys. It's really going to be a big show here with lots of color. So please subscribe. Leave a comment below. Hit those post notifications. That way, once I drop that video, you guys will be notified. And thanks for tuning in, guys. Have a great and awesome, wonderful day.